What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We got a really exciting video for all you here today because we just picked up a new car to add to the channel. And so this one is going to be a little bit different than our other ones. As you can see right here, we got our Jeep Grand Cherokee build going on. So this is one of our current giveaway cars. Super excited to get this thing built. But the car that we picked up today is actually going to be my personal car. So I'm just going to be building it over the span of the next few months. And I honestly could not be more excited about it. I got a super good deal on it. So I got it for $1,600. And it is incredibly rare. I can almost certainly say that none of you have seen one exactly like this. So let's go get right into today's video and we will show you all what we just picked up. Okay, so here it is. This is the key to it. And here is the car. I know it may not look like much, these older X5s you see everywhere, but this one is incredibly special and incredibly rare. So this is a 2001 BMW X5. And so maybe the first thing you'll notice right off the bat is this is not your normal looking X5. All of the normal X5s of this generation look like this, which, I've never really been the biggest fan of. So that's why it's actually kind of funny that I have chosen this to be my daily driver and one of the channel cars. But if you take a good look at this, you will see that this thing's got a wide body kit on it. So it's got the full wide body kit from Luma Design, a aftermarket body kit company over in Germany. And you cannot find this anywhere. When I saw this thing for sale, I tried looking at pictures of the Luma body kit on these E53 models, and I could not even find any pictures on Google of one of these X5s with the same body kit. The headlight washer nozzles kind of give it a pretty cool look. I think it's pretty funny that they just had 4 of them sticking right off the bumper like that. And it's crazy that the body kit is actually complete. I was worried that maybe we'd have a fender flare missing somewhere, but you'll see as we walk around it more, the body kit is all there. So we got the front flares up here. It does have the side skirt as well, which is a functional one. So you can actually step on it, which is pretty cool. And then coming around to the back, it's got the wide body flare on this rear door. So it's just split like that. And then it's got the flare on the rear quarter panel that connects all the way down to the side skirt actually. So super cool. Also got the custom rear bumper as well. This body kit is what sold me right off the bat. I honestly didn't really know a whole lot about these X5s, and so I wasn't sure if this was just a special package or something. So it wasn't until I did a little bit more research that I found out that none of the other X5s look like this. That wide body kit does so much for the look of this thing. Looks way cooler than your normal X5. And then going around the exterior, a few other things. It does have some aftermarket wheels. These are genuine BMW ones. I'm not entirely sure what they're off of, but these are not the original wheels that were on here. And you can see it's got a pretty cool look going on with like these stretch tires. Dang. Take a look at that thing over there. Wow. Jeez. But yeah, getting back into this thing. So it's got the aftermarket wheels. If any of you know what model this is off of, please let me know. I would be really intrigued. But yeah, tires are brand new. It does have a flat back here, so that's a bit of a bummer. But the guy has put a ton of work into this thing. And it does need some work, but for $1,600, I honestly just could not pass it up. So let me know what all of you think of the wide body kit. Do you like how it looks? Speaking of rare, if we come take a look at the inside, you will see that this thing is a manual. So it is a 5-speed. The wide body kit really got my attention, but then when I found out that this thing is a 5-speed manual, I had to pick it up. Because if you're new to the channel, I actually just recently learned how to drive manual not too long ago. I learned it on our Dodge Challenger build. And that was one of our giveaway cars. So as soon as we gave that thing away, I've just been itching to get a manual again. I had so much fun. And so I know this is going to be a totally different kind of manual, but for a daily driver, for around town, having a 5-speed in this thing is going to be so much fun. It's pretty wild. Out of all of these X5s of this generation, less than 5% of them came with the 5-speed manual transmission. So there were only, I believe, about 4,900 of these X5s that made it to the United States that came with that transmission. You know, this thing is an absolute unicorn. So let's go take a look at the rest of this car. So before we take a look at the inside, let's go ahead and pop the hood and see what we've got under there. So this thing is powered by BMW's inline 6, so it is a 3.0, which is a pretty cool engine. You know, you can get parts for these pretty cheap. BMW threw them in a ton of different cars. So that was another big appeal to me, was just that from what I've heard, they're easier to work on, they are pretty reliable, and you can get parts pretty easy. It's pretty dirty in here. This thing's definitely gonna need a good clean. So now let's take a look at the inside. Interior is honestly in phenomenal shape. When you take a look at the seats, they're super, super cool. They've got the perforated leather, and there's just something about the way that these older BMW cars smell. You know, those of you who have one or who have owned one know exactly what I'm talking about. The leather or the plastic, whatever it is in these, has such a distinct smell, and it smells so good. Front driver door card looks pretty good. We've got all of the buttons here, no rips or tears in the leather. I guess we've got that right there, but that's about it. So we got our mirror controls, the 4-window controls, and then the window lock. And then it's got a ton of storage right here. So it actually is separated. So you have one pocket right here and one pocket over here. You know, I always have stuff I'm carrying around with me, so I'll take all the extra storage I can get. You can see all of the seat controls. It does have 3 memory seats, which is crazy for a car that's in 2001. The car is dead, so none of this stuff is gonna work right now, but these are your seat controls. So love these seats. Really cool with the accent stitching as well. Not sure if the steering wheel is factory, but it looks like we do have the M-style steering wheel, so that's pretty neat. It's got the white gauges, which I absolutely love. Pretty simple gauge setup. Over here, we've got our headlight controls. All of the sounds, super, super satisfying in this thing. Just all of these clicks. So fog lights right there, brightness. I thought this was pretty interesting. It's got a pretty big vent right here, and it's got 2 different dividers for it. Dash is in really good shape. You know, we have a little bit of bubbling right there over on the airbag cover, but besides that, the dash is intact. Then we got our 2 vents right here. He did put in an aftermarket Pioneer head unit, so that's awesome. You know, my plan for this build is kind of going to keep it OEM, so I don't want to do anything too crazy. But a head unit like this, especially one that looks pretty nice, you know, fills this gap right in the middle super well. That is definitely a much needed upgrade. And then we've got our AC controls. You know, once again, just super simple setup. And then we've got our trunk button, we've got our little cigarette port right there. Gonna need a new shift knob. I found a really cool BMW genuine white one of these. So I think I'm gonna kind of keep the interior all black with a few of the white touches to kind of go along with the seats. Real quick, let me see if we have enough power to at least check the mileage. Nope. So I believe it has 152,000 miles on it, so not too bad. And then right here, got our e-brake. It's got the matching armrest cover that does slide, and it's got 2 different compartments. Love stuff like that. I'm not sure what these are for. Oh, discs. Wow. Pretty cool. And then taking a look over on the passenger side, same thing. Door card looks super good. No rips or tears in the leather. Just got your 1 window control right there. Same double pocket. Seat looks great. No rips or tears in the seat. And then you got your hazards right here with your door locks. And this is actually the cup holders. So you got 2 cup holders right there. Regular little sun visor, no light on that. Oh, I guess it does have light right there. So sunglass holder. Then you got your garage door settings. This is for the sunroof. So it does have a pretty small sunroof, but still has one, so that's awesome. And then just your little dome lights. The headliner is the one thing that looks like it does have some wear. You know, it does have a little bit of staining. and then it is sagging back there in the back. But what I'm thinking about doing is swapping all of this out with black suede, painting all of the plastic black, and then doing a Starlight headliner. You know, I love those Starlight headliners. We've done those in pretty much all of our builds. I think that's the craziest I'm gonna go with this interior. Like I said, I wanna kind of leave it OEM, but I think with an all black suede headliner, black plastic, and then just the Starlight headliner is really gonna make it complete. My son loves those Starlight headliners, so when he's riding back here, you know, it'll be a ton of fun for him. You know, this is gonna be my daily driver, so I'll be driving him around a ton in this thing. So now let's take a look at the back seats and see what we've got. We've got a lot of parts for it. Door card, pretty good. It does have that one little rip, and then that puncture. So this back one's not as good as the other ones, but you know, still pretty solid. Got a pretty deep little pocket right there. Ashtray, speaker, missing the cover. Pretty funny that all the window controls for the back are pointed horizontal. So unlike most of the cars you see where, you know, they're vertical switches, these ones are horizontal. So I think that's just a pretty neat little quirk. You can see the back of those seats in really good shape. We are missing the center cover for this, so that's the one thing I'll have to get. But yeah, real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and take all of these parts out. We'll lay them out on the ground, see what we've got, and then take a look at these back seats. Okay, so got everything out of the back seats. Looks like it's really just a bunch of miscellaneous parts. And then these are all the pieces for up front. And then back seats, really good shape as well. All right, so got the trunk manually opened, and it is one of those super cool split trunks. This bottom half sits down like a tailgate. So that's just another really cool feature of this car. We do have the cover. That's always something that's cool to have. Pretty good sized trunk. You know, for being a daily driver, having a good sized trunk like this is gonna be awesome and super, super practical. It is raining right now. What we're gonna do is get this thing pulled in the garage. We'll go over what's wrong with the car that we know at least right now. But yeah, we'll try to just throw it neutral, push it into the shop, and then go from there. Okay, so we got the X5 parked in the shop now. It looks so cool in here. So now we can start working on it. This is what's so cool about our new shop that we just moved into is, you know, we came from a basically one car garage. We could only really work on one car at a time. And now we have the room. We're gonna be working on our Jeep Grand Cherokee build, the X5, and our black Charger as well. So really cool that we're gonna be able to kind of do all of these at the same time. Okay, so now we're gonna take a little bit of a further look into it. We're gonna go over some of the things that are wrong with it, why it's not currently running. And I got my mechanic Rob over. So Rob's gonna help kind of inspect a little bit more, see if we can find anything else that's wrong or gonna need replacing. Starting with the obvious. It blew a head gasket. So that is what is currently keeping it from running. Well, I guess technically it'll run, but wouldn't be good for it.
You just gotta keep trying. It'll eventually run, but it turns over. It's not locked up. Like, it didn't get so hot to the point that it locked up or anything like that, but yeah, it did get to where it mixed everything. Some things under here aren't tightened up yet. So there's like a couple things that I was grabbing like this.
Yeah.
But so stuff like that, it needs little tabs, but you know, the first thing you always do is you crack the oil cap, and I saw coolant. It's not mixed and turned into, you know, the typical chocolate milk look, but it's still all over the cap. Like, I mean, yeah, the oil don't do that kind of streaking, you know? So
we got coolant in the oil.
Yep, coolant in the oil.
I think that's why we got it so cheap. The guy was moving. He has a few other projects. He was gonna rebuild it, but you know, just like with most of us, sometimes you got to let these projects go. So we got it super cheap, $1,600, because it needs a new head gasket.
The oil is also like water. Like,
Really?
I mean, it's, if I hold it a certain way, it'll drip. Yeah, like that, boom. It's just super thin because of the coolant in there. I think it's gonna be sweet. What I wanna do is just kind of just straight replace the engine.
Yeah.
Because anytime a head gasket blows on an engine, the faster you can replace that gasket and clean everything out, the better the engine's gonna be. Once it starts sitting like this with coolant inside the engine,
yeah,
there's no telling, man. It could have been a film just sitting on top of the oil, or you know, there's no way to tell for years.
Yeah.
We don't
Luckily,
know.
I've seen replacement engines in really good shape with lower miles on Marketplace for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So I think that will definitely be the best bet, is just buying a replacement engine and throwing it in here.
Yeah, new to us.
You notice anything else?
Well, we're gonna need I think an overflow.
What is all this from?
That's from the overflow popping.
Oh, really?
Yeah, whether it be a seal or the cap popped or something. If I remember correctly, when we first got to the car, it had like coolant around the edge right here. So either the reservoir popped or it just purged out of this seal. So let's see. Ooh-wee.
Wow.
Very full. Well, this is water that he topped it off with, which isn't, you know, it's not the end of the world. The head gasket's blown, so I mean,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to use water, but it don't matter when you're trying to get home, you know. And that was what the case was with this, is it popped on him while he was, I think, like 20 minutes from his house. So
I think so.
he probably just tried whatever he could to get home. Yeah, I mean, the rest of it will mainly, whenever we start disassembling everything to pull the engine out, that's when we'll really look and see what all, because it could have cracked the radiator.
Yeah.
Because that pressure, when it starts putting exhaust gases into the coolant system like that, the pressure inside the radiator gets insane. I mean, especially when they're like, you know, they're plastic housings now.
Yeah.
So all the caps are just plastic. So they'll crack right in the center or on a seam. And it could be in a spot where, you know, you can't even see it right now. So we'll get this whole front end off, because the motor, I mean, clearly the only way it's going to come out is straight out this way. So
it'll be a ton of fun. That will probably be the very first thing that we do to it. Before we kind of clean it up or do anything, get this thing out, get the replacement engine in, and try to get this thing up and running again.
this thing's sharp, man.
So much potential with this thing, you know, get it lowered. I kind of like these wheels, so I might keep them. I've always liked those Cayennes, the GTSs that came in a manual. I thought the idea of kind of a sporty SUV with the manual would be a ton of fun.
Oh, yeah, in the EU, man, that's their bread and butter, is manual transmission.
So we have Rob back over here. We got Tyler, or Goober, as well. So now Goober's gonna take a look at it. This is his first time seeing the new build. So kind of let us know what you think.
Wow.
It's got 3 pedals.
It does have 3 pedals and a wiggly stick. That's very nice.
Yeah.
I like these little custom seats. That's
I know.
Pretty cool.
Like the
Pretty sweet,
interior
with a
is
little
in
piping.
super good shape. This kind of scared me a little bit. All of the plastic trim pieces under there are gone.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea as to what they might have been trying to do with that?
Well, they got water intrusion. So
Yeah, they probably took it out to clean up the water and
gave up.
lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the carpet's still wet, so we'll have to do the same thing we did on your Saab, pull the interior, pull the carpet, let it dry.
I
Okay.
completely got it, yeah.
That's like
So,
pretty high on the priority list. The
Okay.
longer the water sits in there, the more stuff can get
Look
messed
how-
up. No, this does look kind of nice.
It is.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
so
it needs
rare.
a little bit of love, but
but the silver
Oh
and black.
yeah, but I mean, $1,600.
no, yeah, we're gonna have to do something about this tent too.
I
That's
know.
all.
I saw the tint.
Things, you know, we'll have
It needs love.
It needs
that's all.
love,
Nothing
but-
big. Well,
Nothing-
besides
the
the motor,
engine,
but
One, I don't have the money to buy a car that doesn't need love, and two, I like giving it a little bit of, you know, our own
Little bit
touch
of
to
flair.
it. Yeah, exactly.
we'll get a new badge for the back.
Yep.
Replace his backup
Definitely.
camera. This is neat.
So
Kurt,
I gotta cut
they
this
make the
off.
little
Yeah,
wheelchair thing.
we got
This is-
there's a
got a little
lock
rusty
on it,
lock on it, and there ain't no picking that.
and I want that tow hitch. So,
Yeah, the tow hitch is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna take a Sawzall to it. Ramp.
how tough do you guys think the engine swap will be on this thing?
It's a BMW.
So that means not. Rob's saying easy.
Pain.
Straight out. Straight out.
Pain.
So getting a few different opinions, but yeah. Then we got this build starting as well. This next video is going to be dropping on Tuesday, So make sure you're subscribed, stay tuned for all 3 of these builds. Yeah, I know the hood's all bent in right there. That's why those kidney grills don't fit.
So does it run at all?
It turns over, and I didn't give it much try, you know, but it turned over. But blown head gasket, I gave it a little gas, it started to kind of poop, 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 and I was like,
yeah.
Because there's no sense in it, I mean.
I think there's a piece here missing.
Yeah, I think there is too.
Yeah, it'll run.
Well, if we put a motor in it.
Just needs a motor.
We got coolant just chilling on our brand new rebuilt ABS module.
Tried to get us a little bit down on the price because of it.
Yeah. He was asking 2,000, so we got him down to 1,600.
Some of the bolts underneath are going to be fun.
Yeah,
the
for sure.
Is going to have to be cut off.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to have to cut the exhaust and just kind of pull it out.
Yeah, for sure.
But it'll be all right.
It'll be all right. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Because luckily, like I said, this whole thing just kind of comes up.
What do you think of this thing?
Other than the oil that you tracked around the garage from sitting inside, it looks awesome. Like the interior is amazing. Like once you get this wrapped, and yeah, I like the stance when you stand back. BMW is awesome with their body lines, the stance. Like
It looks like a Beamer.
I love these cars. Yeah.
I love when they have the original cigarette lighter.
Look how funny it is. You push it in.
Yeah, this thing will be a ton of fun. All right, well, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. So hope y'all are just as excited as I am to start building this thing. You know, it'll be a ton of fun getting my personal build on the channel. You know, I'll be able to build this thing kind of exactly how I want. And so I have a vision for it. I hope y'all are gonna like it. But yeah, I honestly could not be more excited to start building this thing. First thing we're gonna do is get it running, and then we'll start working on customizing it. And I also just wanna thank y'all so much for 50,000 subscribers. So we literally hit 50,000 subscribers yesterday. So that is a milestone I honestly never thought I would hit. So huge thanks to every single one of you out there who has made this happen. We could not be doing this without you. And it's crazy, having started YouTube about 1.5 years ago, I would have never in a million years imagined this is where we'd be at. If you're brand new, make sure you're subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like, drop a comment, let us know what you want to see out of this build. But yeah, thank you all again so much for watching. Stay tuned for our next Black Charger giveaway video. This will be dropping on Tuesday. So we're going to try to drop a new build update video every Tuesday for the Black Charger, and then a build update for the Jeep back there every Friday. So we're going to have a lot of cool content for all of you. But yeah, thank you all again so much, and we'll catch you all later.